Hi, I'm Marta and this is Not Enough Tech. Hi, I'm Matt and this is Not Enough Tech, and this is the first video from the TASKER series Smarter NavBar. There is 6 different NavBar actions and the 7th video that's going to wrap them together and make it smarter, so TASKER would identify which navbars you should use and which navbars you should revert to, otherwise each task, the standalone task, will go back to the default navbar on your mobile. Now, in this episode we're going to focus on casting to active PC, and the app in question is going to be Facebook, but it can be any other app that can have or share web interface. Now, you can basically look at this task in here, so I'm going to display the short demo so you could watch it. And I'll talk about what constitutes an active PC. The active PC is the one you've recently used or currently using, and we have 2 ways of detecting this. First of all, if you have a Windows PC and you can install Event Ghost, then you can use Event Ghost to send the messages each time the system becomes active. The system becomes inactive after a minute, so once it becomes active, TASKER will know which computer you're using it because it will relay this information using auto remote. I've talked about this earlier when I assigned fingerprint actions, so I'm going to link that for you as well. Now, there is a second method. If you cannot install Event Ghost because its computer is locked, but you have access to join as an extension, you still will be able to use Chrome and join to do the same tasks. However, we're going to use Wi-Fi information to pass that information over to TASKER to set the active PC. And I'm going to use both together because when I'm at home I have 2 computers, so I'll be able to dynamically change which computer is active and display that in the navbar at the bottom. And when I'm at work, I'll be using the location or Wi-Fi specifically to cast the same page to my computer which doesn't have Event Ghost. And when I'm out and about, so when I'm not at work and I'm not home, my default it's gonna be my laptop because it's most likely I'm gonna have it with me. So with that in mind, let's take a look at the first navbar action, which is cast to active PC, and in this case Facebook, casting Facebook web interface. The first navbar action I would like to show you is the Facebook one. When I open it, an active PC will appear, and in this case this is a laptop. So when I press the button, it will open the Facebook session on my laptop. And now if I'm gonna move to the computer, stationary computer, and move the mouse, watch the screen, watch the icon in the corner. The icon has updated, and now my TASKER knows and the telephone knows that I was using a different computer. So if I press on it, it'll open the same website on the main computer. Now you can ping this back and forward between a computer, and when you close it out, obviously that icon will disappear after a couple of moments. First of all, let's take a look at the Event Ghost. Event Ghost, I have 2 different macros set up. One, it sends the remote message to my, in this case, Pixel 3, telling me which computer is active, and it uses auto remote to notify it. So on each computer using this system, I have this task assigned. Second of all, on boot, when the device is powering on, that system unidle message isn't detected until system becomes idle. So I'm doing exactly the same, wait 10 seconds and send the same message from in this case desktop to my Pixel 3. Now if you want to know more details about this, just take a look at my active PC linked, and the profile linked in the description of this video. So let's have a look at the TASKER now. Now in a TASKER I only have 3 profiles and a couple of tasks. Now we're gonna go through the profiles, what they do, and I'll explain everything step by step. So first, when we open the app, we need to generate a icon which goes here in the corner, and this is obviously that cast icon with either a computer or a laptop. And to do it, I'm creating a navigation bar actions. and I have two navigation bar actions depending on locations. When I'm at home, I'm just going to use Event Ghost because two computers have Event Ghost installed. But when I'm outside of the home location, I'm going to be using a different way to establish this. I'll be using Wi-Fi connected, and that's going to be two different nav bars set, and to basically set that I have back and home center, they not changed, and the right one, which is assigned task, and the task name in here has been modified, so I replaced the name of the device with the active PC variable, and obviously that's running home. I'm gonna explain that in a second because we have a separate task which maintains this. Now let's go back. When I'm done with the Facebook, I want to set the variable to none and reset the nav bar to default settings, and those are the default settings. Now, NB active app variable is something you're gonna need when you have more than one navbar action per app. So if you're using like Twitter, you're using Facebook and maybe WhatsApp together, you're gonna need that variable, and that variable is set when you open Facebook. So now that we know how this works, let's take a look in details how this is executed. First of all, we need to set a device location. Now I'm using Wi-Fi connected, so when I'm Wi-Fi connected home or when I'm Wi-Fi connected at work, I'm able to set device location to the correct value. So I have in here home, work and elsewhere based on my conditions of Wi-Fi. Now, when I'm disconnected from Wi-Fi, I also want to make sure that device location stays elsewhere because I'll be using that in a moment. Lastly, I have a set active PC. This is what happens when actually Event Ghost sends the message. There will be a couple of things. First of all, I always want to set this variable to the name of the active PC because I can use this in a different profiles, and this is why this is spelled with the capital letters. If you take a look at my write-up about organizing your Facebook profiles, you will exactly know why I'm using caps in here. Now, this is global, and I'm going to be using this across different profiles, so I always want that to be set regardless. But I want also this action to check if I have a Facebook navbar open. So if I have a Facebook navbar open, I want that navbar to be updated. And if I'm home, obviously that navbar is going to be updated to one of the following options. So I have active PC, so it's going to be either displaying Facebook on laptop or desktop, because active PC can say that it's either laptop or desktop. So that's what happens when Facebook is open. I run this task. That means I've changed the computers, leaving the Facebook open on my mobile, and the navbar will update. Now I've enclosed this in an if statement, so you have an if and if. And this if statement is basically because for each application you're gonna have a separate condition, and it's gonna be much easier just to close this like this, and you'll see what that if condition applies to. Now that we've talked about all the three different triggers, let's take a look at the tasks. Now, obviously this task just runs the navbars, and the navbars I figured that it's going to be the easiest way to name them accordingly. So if I have a NB Facebook laptop, where the laptop is the device name, NB Facebook desktop, where the device name is obviously desktop, and I have NB Facebook Wi-Fi, when the Wi-Fi is the location system rather than active PC. Now let's take a look at the laptop and the desktop ones. Laptop and the desktops are exactly the same. The difference is the name in the task and the icon, because there was no other efficient way to actually assign different icons. So I've used them in color, but in a navbar they're always white, so bearing that in mind. So when you go to this action, what happens? I'm just sending a join push, and that join push is being sent to a active device, and you can find this active device at the bottom. You go to advanced, and device name, you provide the variable. So don't use the drop down system for this, just use this one. And then I'm just gonna flash the confirmation device. For the desktop, it's exactly the same. I only created those actions so I could have different icons. Now Facebook Wi-Fi has slightly different one, because I have two push actions, so I'm still sending URL to Facebook, but it's based on the device location itself. So if I have it elsewhere, it sends it to laptop. If I have it set to work, it opens it on the device work. I don't use any variables in there, so the device is specified directly in the device field. So guys, before you're gonna apply this to WhatsApp, WhatsApp's gonna have a separate tutorial, because they're quite different tasks associated with the same actions. So instead of just opening the window, I'll give you opportunity to open the incognito window, automatically log in and continue your WhatsApp conversations. So if you want to use the WhatsApp with this smart NavBar action, just hold off for the next tutorial and watch it with WhatsApp. As for now guys, if you're interested in how everything's going to be wrapped, you'll have to wait until the end of the series. Every NavBar action is going to be released as a standalone to use first, and then all of them is going to be modified to be used as a smart NavBar project. So if you're excited to see this, follow me on social media to get notifications, or use the YouTube system to get notified. I don't have a release schedule, so hitting that notifying bell is probably the best choice for you. Now with that said, all the instructions, detailed instructions are listed in the description of this video, so click on that, you'll be able to download the file as well and look at the process involved in creating this profile. So for now, thanks so much for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.